Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today is block number 6 in our 2026 Sew With Me series. So if you're new to the Sew With Me series or you've missed out on any of the previous videos, I do have a 2026 Sew With Me playlist here along with all my other previous years Sew With Me's. So if you want to go back and watch something else, you absolutely can. Also, if you have any questions, since we're already halfway through, make sure to revert back to video number 1. It has all the housekeeping information in it. And then also you can click the link below this video to get to my blog post that has all the free PDF download links there for both the Quilty and Stitchy version. Fabric requirements, floss requirements, and all of those things are there as well. So today's video is block number 6. This is a more traditional sawtooth style block, and then it has that diamond shaped block in the center. There's a lot of ways to make this block unique just by changing out your fabric. Today's video, you're going to see me make the Christmas version of that, but at the end of the video, I will also share my patriotic version as well. And then of course, I'll share my stitchy progress with you as well. So let's go ahead and dive into today's tutorial. All right, guys, let's make block number 6. So we have our pieces all cut. I have gone ahead and pre-starched them using my acorn spray. I just spray my pieces, press them with my iron, and we're ready to go. Gives it a little bit more structure. The first thing we're going to do is make our flying geese units. So I'm going to take my B square and all of my C squares. I've drawn a diagonal line from corner to corner on the wrong side of all of my C squares using one of my friction pins. We're going to take those squares and just place them on opposite corners so that the line lines up. And you just want it to look like this so that your drawn lines line up. And you can go ahead and place a pin, and I'll usually stick my pin off to the side so that I can keep sewing, and then I'll pull them out when I'm done. That way I don't sew over my pin. We're going to sew 1/4 inch away on both sides of our drawn line. All right, so you can see I've sewn on both sides of our drawn line. We're going to take our ruler now and we're just going to trim right on that drawn line. All right, so now we have 2 panels. We're going to press these back. And by the way, using a directional fabric on these probably isn't the best way to go, but I did choose a directional fabric, so we're going to do our best with that. But we're just going to press those back so that it looks like this. We've got 2 of these now. And then again, we're going to take our C pieces. We're going to place them on the corner just like that with our diagonal lines running this direction. We're going to sew 1/4 inch on both sides of the diagonal lines again. And if you have a directional print like I do, I just was careful on which way I drew my line so that my directional fabric will be going the same way. And then just a little tip, when you're sewing flying geese units, whether you're making them 1 at a time or this 4 at a time method, is where these fabrics meet, right here, is where you want your stitch line to be. So as you can see, I tried to direct my stitch line so that it comes out right at that point. That way, when you press back, you'll have a nice straight line here. All right, so we're going to just now cut these again right along that drawn line. And then we'll take these over and press them. And then here are all of our flying geese units. And then now we just need to trim them. And I always make mine just a little bit larger and then trim them down. And so in order to do that, I'm going to make sure that my point right here is 1/4 inch away from my cut line. And then I just line up my corners down here on the seams so that I have a nice straight flying geese unit. This one needs to be 3.5 by 2. And you can see right here, I've got my point right here where this seam is. Here's my 3.5 line right where this seam is. And then my point right here is 1/4 inch away from my cut line. And that's how I know I'll get a nice straight unit. Then I can just go ahead and line up now my side and bottom. Make sure that this point is again where that seam is. And then here we have a nice, perfect little flying geese unit. So I'm going to trim up all of my flying geese. And there we have all of those units done. Now we're going to take our D and E squares And again, I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner on the wrong side of my E square. Again, if you have diagonal seam tape on your machine, you don't have to draw these lines. And I do have diagonal seam tape, but I'll just do this for your demonstration. And then we're going to take one of our E squares and place it on the top left corner. And I like to do these 2 at a time. So I'll just do opposite corners. So I'll pin that one on. We're going to take our other E square and place it on the opposite corner. Pin that in place. And we're just going to sew right on those lines. And I actually like, whenever I'm snowballing corners like this, I actually like to sew just a hair to the outside edge of that line. That when you flip it back, it will account for the space that the thread takes up and give you just a little bit more of an accurate block. All right, and you can see there that I've sewn just a hair to the outside edge of our drawn line. And then now we just need to trim off 1/4 inch away from our stitch line. All right, and so here's what our piece looks like. Then we just need to take our remaining 2 E squares, place them again on opposite corners. Again, we're gonna just sew along that diagonal line. And then again, we're just gonna trim 1/4 inch away from our stitch line and press. Now, because of how we made our flying geese, we pressed out towards the blue. And so you can either press these open or you can do what I did, which is I actually pressed in towards the red. It makes the pressing just a little bit fussier, but you could do either one. You could press open or you could press towards the red. All right, and then here is our center unit. So now we can just assemble our blocks. So we've got the center, and then we have all of our flying geese units, and I'm just turning mine so that all of my stripes are going the same way since I used a directional print. And then we're going to take our A squares and we place one of those in each of our corners. And then we'll sew rows 1, 2, and 3 together, and then come back and sew those together to complete our block. And then here is our block. Now, because there's so many seams coming together here, I did go ahead and press those open. I think that just helps it just be a little bit less bulky. And we're just going to trim up our block. Here is our finished block number 6. Here's my 12-inch version of my sawtooth star. This one turned out really cute. I am really loving the red, white, and blue blocks, and I can't wait to put this quilt together. Here's my progress for blocks 1 through 6. I'm so happy that I did all of the borders first because it makes it really easy to go through and add each block. It's just super fast that way. So I'm having a lot of fun with this stitch along. I hope you guys are too. I am stitching the paid version of the pattern, so it's got this medallion style finish, but you don't have to do that. You can stitch along here with the totally free finishing option that matches the basic layout for our quilt. That one finishes at 6 by 8, and this one finishes at 8 by 8 if you're stitching along on 14 count Ada. I'm doing all mine in the red, white, and blue, but you can definitely do yours in any color that you like. I love how it's turning out. Once we get done with all of the blocks, I will show you how I'm going to finish my piece. But that's my progress for blocks 1 through 6. All right, guys, that's it for block number 6 for our 2026 Sew With Me series. I hope you are enjoying our sew along / stitch along. And if you're making the candy cane lane blocks as well, I hope this video helped you putting together that star for house number 6. All right, that's it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. And then also don't forget to join us in our Sew With Me group on Facebook. That is linked below this video as well. And that's where everybody is sewing along together, sharing their progress pics. You can see what other people are making and share yours as well. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this year's sew along, and I will see you in the next video.